It's time to talk motorsports on Prime Sports Network. That's right. I say motorsports because we're going to talk about both NASCAR and the IndyCar series on this show as we go live to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where Eric Smith from RaceReviewOnline.net will join me. And he's going to be joining me here for the next 8 days. Maybe 9 days if we can keep him there overnight after the 500. Yeah. So how's everything going? It looks beautiful and windy.
It is very windy. It is beautiful, but it is windy. It's definitely a lot of wind today, and that's kind of affecting on-track product. But it's better than rain like we had the other day with complete washout. So we've had our fair share of Indiana weather this week for sure.
We're going to talk about the 500. Excuse me. Yeah, we're going to talk about the 500 in a little bit. We're going to start with the NASCAR All-Star Race. And really, the main thing we wanted to talk about with the All-Star Race is the format. Because I'm confused about the format. Everybody's confused about the format. It changes every year. Now we're at a new track. We really only have, 1 year on this track in the All-Star Race? And was that a different format?
Yeah, different format last year. So here we are back again at Texas coming up this Sunday, and it's a different format again. So there's not a whole lot you can take from 1 year to the next in NASCAR on the All-Star Race.
Okay, so what are the main differences in the format?
Well, this year you got 4 stages. Last year was 5, but we'll start off at the front and how they determine the starting lineup for the guys already in. You're going to have a head-to-head race. You're going to come in, you're going to pit, you're going to change 4 tires, and you're going to get out, and you're the first one to cross the finish line. Moves on to the next round. The one that doesn't, you're going to slot in 5th, 7th, whatever. And then you're just going to whittle it down to the final 2 cars, and that's your front row. The guy that crosses the finish line first is on the pole. The guy that doesn't is second. So that's how we're determining the starting lineup, which is why throw out any other odds before this, because we don't even know anybody's going to start, and it's more pot luck. It's more crews involved. And then you get to the actual race itself. And there's 4 stages instead of 3, like we usually have on most weeks. The first one's 25 laps in length. The stage 1 winner gets to start on the pole for the main event, the final stage. Here's the caveat here. That's only if he finishes 15th or better in stages 2 and 3. So if he wins but finishes
because basically they don't want the winner of the first stage feeling like he can't try.
Just right.
Okay.
Exactly. So you got to finish in the top 15 in the second and third stage. So let's say they do. They're on the pole. Then you go to the second stage, another 25 laps. That stage winner will start second in the final stage, depending on if they finish 15th or better in the next stage. So going into stage 3, you have to have your stage 1 and stage 2 winners both finish in the top 15. If they do, they're on the front row. Here's the kicker. Before we go green for stage 3, there's a pit stop competition. What? 4 tires stop. The car or the team with the shortest pit stop will start 4th in the final stage. No matter where they finish in stage 3, they'll start 4th as long as they finish 15th or better. So you're going to have stage 3, 25 laps, as long as the guys that won the first stage and the second stage and the pit stop competition all finish in the top 15. They're going to start 1st, 2nd, and 4th. The 3rd place starter will be the guy that wins stage 3. So that's going to determine your top 4 starting lineup for the final 50-lap stage for $1 million to win the race. The only thing in the final stage that's different, too, if there's no natural caution, what I mean by that is a spin, a wreck, debris, something like that, between laps 15 to 25, they're going to throw a all-star caution to bunch them up for the final 25 laps. That's why.
Go ahead.
Basically, that's why I don't put any stock in trying to bet on this race, because good luck trying to figure that out during the race. They're like, whoa, wait a minute. My God, okay, Kyle Larson won stage 1. He's got to do what now? So it's going to be chaotic.
Okay,
so in theory, you could...
all right. So from what you just said, let's say I as a handicapper, I'm saying, all right, I'm going to go after the driver that I believe, the drivers I believe are going to qualify the best.
Yeah.
Right, so let's say, and I'm just going to let's go with the fastest cars. So let's say I go with Larson, What are there? 3 of those or 2?
Well, no, there's
How many stages?
qualifying
3 or
rounds.
4?
4 stages.
3 qualifying rounds.
Yes, but the qualifying round to set the lineup for stage 1 is head-to-head, and there's a pit stop involved. So you almost have to who's the guys that are best on pit stops too.
Okay.
So like naturally, like a Blaney.
Oh yeah, forget him.
Yeah. So it's who's good on pit stops and who's good getting on and off pit road to come back around and beat that car.
Well, can we say all right, Larson, Byron, and Elliott could be, and let's just say they're the top 3. And all they have to do is what you're saying is in the next stage is finish in the top, say, 10.
Yeah, as long as they're in the top 15.
Top 15.
They're good.
So then in the final stage, that would put them in the front row.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be in the top 4. Yep.
All right. So that's so again. So what you're looking for then is the fastest and also make sure you have a good pit crew. So what do you think the good combination if we use that formula?
I still look at Hendrick.
Yeah.
I still look at those guys. I mean, the big teams are the big teams, and like I said in the preview of earlier in our last show, the last 2 All-Star winners won the championship at the end of the season. So it's usually your good guys anyways. Larson won this race last year at Texas. He won the playoff race at Texas last year. I feel like he's kind of got it turned back around again on the season. So I don't think you can go wrong with Larson. And oh, by the way, they won the last 2 All-Star races too. So
who's that?
Hendrick and Larson and Elliott. So I'd start with
I'd start with Byron then.
Yeah.
So Byron's number 1. Then I'd go. Yep. By the way, Byron is 9-1. Bowman gets your typical 14-1, so he's a good bargain play. And if somehow Blaney can avoid the pitfalls of the caution of the pit crew, if we're talking about championship drivers, he's not bad at 12-1. Who else would we put in there? Non-Hendrick drivers. Would it be Kyle Busch?
I'd say Kyle or Harvick, because it's an all-star race. It seems like you might get that guy that like, oh, he hasn't been doing much all year, but he's been around. And Harvick's really good at Texas. What's his odds
35-1.
There you go. Harvick would be the guy I throw in there. 35-1. I mean,
okay.
Remember, there was a string there in the fall races that he won like 3 or 4 in a row.
Okay. Now, what about last year? What was the results last year?
Larson, are you talking about for the All-Star race?
Yeah, like the top.
I think Larson beat Keselowski. I know Elliott was up there. It was your typical guys.
Okay.
So that's why I still think it's going to be your typical guys.
Okay.
I mean,
so if we went with a top 5 of Byron, Bowman, Blaney, Kyle Busch, and Harvick, that'd be okay.
I think you got a winner there somewhere in.
And I'm only saying that because obviously we would include Elliott and Larson if you believe that they are going to see. I just think again there's just the reason that in my futures formula, I don't have either driver. I know you do. I just think it's tough to win it again, back to back, or 2 and 3 years, whatever. But if you are like Eric or even CJ, you don't care about that, then by all means, throw Larson, because you could actually put Larson, Elliott, Byron, and Bowman in there. Take all 4 of those guys, put equal amount of money in all 4, and as long as one wins, even Larson, you're making money.
There you go. So it's almost Hendrick or the field. Which one do you feel comfortable with at this point? Or I guess you could sprinkle 2 Hendrick and the rest, Harvick and Busch and those type of guys.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Harvick's the best bargain then at 35-1.
Harvick's a great bargain at 35-1 right now. He's got a good pick crew usually. So yeah, I think for 35-1 he can get the job done.
Okay. All right. So that's Sunday night.
Yep.
All right. And was that on FS1?
Yeah, more than likely. I don't think Fox will have that on the big network for 2 weeks in a row because they'll do Fox in the 600. So yeah, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm almost certain it's FS1.
Okay, yeah, because all right, because that would be what? That would be what is that? Fox?
Fox. It's still Fox Network, yeah.
And there's nothing else on Fox, because again, the PGA Championship should be done on Is it CBS maybe or ESPN? Is
probably CBS.
CBS over the weekend. Okay, probably.
Yeah, they probably moved and then IndyCar's on NBC until 6, so it'd make more sense FS1.
All right. Okay, so now Indy 500. You are again at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tell us what the big story is so far.
So far, it's honestly Jimmy Johnson and the fact that he's been really good. He's been the top 10 in the speed charts all day or every day. He just scraped the wall in turn 2. All's good, just scraped it. But I asked him in the press conference yesterday, was coming in to today. So let me start with today's Stud Fast Friday. They turned the boost up. And for qualifying at Indy, that means you get more speed.
Yeah, hold on a second, because you're.
Like
say that again, Eric.
So they turned the boost up for the qualifying weekend because speed sells. So you've got 233, 232 is your pull. It means a little bit more than a guy going 227. It just separates itself a little bit. Like, it's a better storyline. It's a sexier. Hey, this people off on the pull at 233 miles per hour. It just sounds better. So they turn the boost up. So you don't turn the boost up until today. So it's a practicing, testing. You don't have it. Well, today you do. And it's a big difference. You're going to the corners about 10 to 12 miles an hour faster than you were yesterday. So I asked Jimmy Johnson in the press conference yesterday, is he excited? Is he nervous? Like, this is more horsepower he's had in an Indy car. He said he was a little nervous. He was going to sleep a little uneasy. He's not used to this speed and going into these corners. It's a little daunting. And the rookie Kyle Kirkwood is up there, and he said it's intimidating to him going into these corners with this wind today at these speeds, holding it all out there. But he still looks good. He still's got it. Like Johnson mentioned, it's a fight with his brain and his right foot, because he said in the NASCAR, you lift off the throttle and hit the brakes a little bit going into the turn. In IndyCar, it's flat out. His fastest qualifying speed in NASCAR here is like 188 or something like that. He's going down into turn 1 today at 243 miles per hour. That's a big difference you got to get used to. So that's why a lot of work coming into today, I didn't put a lot of stock in, because it's not on the race boost levels. You don't get that till today. Teams are trying it. They were simulating it yesterday earlier than possible, because they know how much qualifying is here. The last 4 winners have all started in the top 8. It's going to be a track position race. So you got to kind of pay attention to qualifying. Well, Chip Ganassi Racing didn't. They punted on it. They just focused only on race running yesterday, and they've looked the best all week. So a lot of people are wondering, is Ganassi now the team to beat? Most of the people I've talked to in the garage say so. Yes, Ganassi is the team to beat right now. But are they the team to beat in qualifying? We haven't seen it yet. Last year they had a 4-car team, and all of them qualified in the Fast 9. This year they're a 5-car team. We don't know what they're going to have yet. It's so windy today, I don't know how you're going to get a read. So it's going to be kind of flip of the coin for qualifying tomorrow, who's going to be what. Plus the format's changed. Instead of the Fast 9, you have a Fast 12. So a lot has changed for this weekend. I think there's a lot of uncertainty, too. We got rain's a factor tomorrow. If everybody gets a qualifying run and say it rains, then that's kind of is what it is. You can take the top 12 at that moment. So there's a lot of uncertainty going into this weekend with what's it going to be. Is it Honda? Is it Chevy? In the past, you've seen split. So there's a lot of storylines going around it. And if Jimmy Johnson's in that Fast 12, which IndyCar wants, it's going to be a big storyline on Sunday afternoon.
All right. So what is the big deal about Fast 9 and Fast 12? Well, it's going to be Fast 12 now. So what is that for?
So at the 550 is the close of qualifying tomorrow. At 550, the top 12 speeds will then run for the pull on Sunday, and those 12 only.
Okay.
13th through 33rd, you're locked in at your qualifying spot. It's kind of just to create an artificial.
Have there ever been cars that were like 6, 7, 8, 9, then they turned into the fastest?
Not usually. Now, granted, the guys that are usually fastest on Saturday don't usually win the pole on Sunday, because people adapt. You just got to think about it. You're the fastest. Do you really? And you get one attempt too on Sunday. So in the Fast 12, the 12 are going to come out. You'll start at 12th. Fastest on Saturday will go first on Sunday. 11th will go second. 10th will go third. And then so they'll go around. So you got to think, if you're first, if you're fastest on Saturday, how many changes do you truly want to make to your car? Hey, it worked. We could go the wrong direction if we make a change. Maybe we'll leave it alone. If you're second through 11th, hey, I think we can make this a little bit better. So they usually can gain on the guy. But you've got to be in the wheelhouse. So usually if you're in the top 5 on Saturday, you got a shot at the pull. But what's different this year, it's the top 12. So all 12 will requalify. The fastest 6 among the 12 go to the fast 6, the third final round.
Okay.
And then they'll requalify again to set the pole.
All right.
So Jimmy Johnson, it's big if Jimmy Johnson can get in it. That's going to be the storyline. That's what IndyCar wants. Jimmy Johnson, Romain Grosjean, get Elio Castroneves. If those guys are in your fast 6, you're going to keep viewers captured all day tomorrow.
Well,
I'm sorry.
As far as those big shots, Castroneves and Johnson are 18-1 right now to win the Indy 500. Grosjean is 25-1. And also, Juan Pablo Montoya, 35-1. Marco Andretti at 40-1. So
I get Marco out of that right now because I talked to him two mornings ago. He told me he doesn't have a shot at the pole. He doesn't have a pole winning car, and he's not focused on the pole. He said if he had to qualify right now, he'd probably be 13th or 15th. However, his race car, the car that he feels in race trim, is as good as it's ever been here. He feels like in the past, I focused too much on a big lap and qualifying. I set myself down a wrong path. This year, and last year even too, I'm focused on my race car. And for it to be that good that early, he's been 10, around the top 10 on the speed charts, 40-1. I take the strong look at Marco right now. Jimmy's interesting because he was 25 or 28-1 coming into this month, so he's already dropped to 18-1. Here's my theory on Jimmy. He's going to do probably what Kurt Busch did here in 2014. He's going to qualify solid. He's going to run solid during the race, but I don't see him making moves to put himself in trouble.
Yeah.
It might be, hey, you just go on ahead. You want to pass me? Go. I'm going to hang out here 10th place for a while. But he's got a good team. He's got a good pit crew. You're going to look up, I think, in the final 50 laps, and you're like, where did Jimmy Johnson come from? He's 5th. Then you got to start watching him. And that's where live betting Jimmy Johnson, I think, is a little bit better than betting Jimmy Johnson right now. Because I still don't trust 18-1 he's going to win this race. There's just so many good guys. But like a Marco, a 40-1. David Malukas, top 7 in every practice session so far this week.
Who was that? Josh Lucas? Sounds like an actor.
David Malukas. Yes, David Malukas. He's probably 125-1 or something like that, I'm going to guess.
Can't even find him. Yeah, I don't even have him on here.
There you go.
No. Malukas. Got it. David Malukas, 50-1.
Whoa, they're paying attention. 50-1. He was. So, yeah, he's a sleeper to watch.
Your iLot is 150-1. But that's different. Hey. That was road course last week.
Yeah. I don't know if he's a single car. I don't trust him on the oval the first.
Our boy Sage Karam is 80-1.
Jump on it. He was 6th yesterday on the Noto. He's focused on qualifying.
And Sato's 25-1.
He's been quickest both days of practice so far this week.
Okay.
So, another one.
Yeah. So, okay. So if you had, again, we always talk about this. You don't pay too much attention to the favorites because the odds are only going to drop a little bit, even if they do well. So if you had, and I don't know if you've already put this together on one of your reports on the website, but do you have like a top 2 or 3 pre-qualifying before the odds change drivers bargains? You're starting to break up again. All right, there you go. No, you're back. You broke up there for a second. You broke up there. Okay, so give me a top 3.
I'd say Flo, Dixon, and I'm still going to stick with Newgarden. I'm going to say Flo, Dixon, and Newgarden, my top 3.
For qualifying?
Oh, for the race.
To win.
Are you talking about for qualifying?
Qualifying.
Win the race.
Yeah, qualifying.
For qualifying,
which bargain? Qualifying bargains would you go after right now?
Qualifying bargain, probably Rossi, Herta.
Rossi, 20-1. Herta, that's 9-1. Not much of a bargain. Go ahead.
Paginode, Simon Paginode.
Simon Pagenaud, 25-1.
There you go. And probably Sato. I mean, he's quick as both days.
25-1. Yeah.
So there you go. I think those are your bargains outside of your heavy hitters.
All right. Well, again, it's a beautiful day, but the wind is playing trouble with our technical issues, so we don't want to. We've got enough good content for you, and we are happy that you had the time to take today and join us, Eric. So we look forward. When are we going to talk to you again? When is like the next big? Would it be just when we start things next week, when we kind of surmise
Probably
everything
next
after
week.
Sunday.
Yeah, get through Sunday. Monday, maybe if there's time Monday. Maybe Monday might be the day.
Are you going to be there?
Yeah, there's a practice Monday
too.
That's more race pace. So we focus on race on Monday. So and that's from 1 to 3. So maybe Monday might be the day to talk a little bit.
Okay.
We get through qualifying. Now we can have some a little more data to look after.
Sounds good. And then, of course, we will preview the race for NASCAR. What's next week's NASCAR race?
600.
600, of course. Yes. So that's going to be a big preview show on Tuesday. And we'll also take a look back at the All-Star Race. I'm sure it's going to be comical, so we'll probably have lots of video to laugh at. So
Probably.
All right. Sounds good, Eric. Appreciate it. RaceReviewOnline.net. Check that out. And don't forget, too, what we'll provide for you. You can check out the links in the description area. We'll try to put some direct links to some of the stories that Eric has been working on, both for the All-Star Race and for the Indy 500. So,
yeah. Here, we'll give you a view of the pagoda right there.
All right. Give us a view before you leave. There you go.
Yeah, before I leave, let's give you a quick view.
Give us a view before you leave. Perfect.
Yeah, let's, here, I got an idea. We'll leave. How's that? Yeah, here, a couple minutes, because I got to walk up to the media center anyway. We'll go, how about we go the long way? Let's go to the pits real quick, and I'll walk around, and we'll see what's going on. There's Rossi's quickest right now. You can see the board. 231.882, Award, Ericsson, Kanan. So you got Andretti, McLaren, Ganassi, Penske, Ganassi. Just like I said last week, Penske Ganassi show, I think was. Hey, look, he's 11. Can you see the board?
Yeah, well, it's getting close. We still can't read it yet, but I can read the logo.
So you got Karam, there you go, in 10th. Lucas 11th, Marco 12th. There's all of our guys we were just talking about right there, 10, 11, 12.
All right.
So,
awesome. And what's that car in there for?
That is the 2018 pace car right there.
They're giving that away?
I don't know what they're doing with that. So Chevy's got the rights to a lot of stuff here. So they usually will display their toys, I should say.
A little more crowded than the last time we spoke?
Oh, yeah, because that was a road course day, wasn't it? Yeah, this is for Fast Friday. This is what they dub it here. It's a pretty big crowd for this day, to be honest with you. It's usually a pretty big day, but honestly, I think a lot of people here in Indy are just sick of all the COVID-related stuff over the years that they're like, screw it. Track's fully open, we're coming out. So if it's like this, Carb Day next week is going to be wild.
Yeah, because we're not even in race week yet, really.
No.
So.
And Carb Day is a big day out here. So there's a lot of times Carb Day crowd will be bigger than most other crowds, most races elsewhere.
What do most of the fans, are they there for mostly something specific, or are they just there because other people are there? They're like, they're fans of the sport and they're just hanging out.
They're just fans of the sport, hanging out friends, and then having some adult beverages usually.
And then every once in a while, they'll take a look at a qualifier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's come out, and it's more of it's a nice day to have a few adult beverages and watch some race cars and hang out. So this is the pits up here. There's McLaren pits. Obviously the pagoda up there where you walk around from the other side. So you got a lot of action down here, especially at the middle of the day. You're not going to see a lot of cars anyways, but it's usually the track's hot and slick. See all the tires they go through here.
But nobody's qualifying right now.
No, this is just practice right now.
I mean, practicing right now.
I thought I heard we walked around. Somebody came out. Yeah, here comes somebody. Let's see above all these people. Let's see who comes back around. Typically today with the boost levels turned up, you're not going to see a lot of guys do any group running because it's not any indication of what you're going to have race pace. Plus your car handles a lot worse when you go on qualifying sims anyways, because it's more about speed, not handling.
Okay.
So you really don't want to get caught behind somebody because it can not flip it around, but it'll turn it around and wreck. So you really want a clean lap. So you try not to run with anybody anyways. Our guy out there is Lucas. So that might be our sleeper this year. Here you go.
I mean, realistically, well, really, if you look at it, how many absolute like long shots have won this race?
Not really, not a lot, really. That's a good.
So
good point.
Not compared to the Daytona 500, huh?
No. Usually your big teams here are the big teams for a reason. They spend the money, they got the equipment, they got the know-how.
Do you recall like the last long shot that like surprised you?
Trying to think here. Rossi was in 16.
Because he was a nobody at that point.
Yeah, he was a rookie. But I mean, if you look deeper down, he wasn't that big of a long shot because he set the fastest race lap that year.
Okay.
He was 10th in practice, so to the qualifying. He was a sleeper to a lot, but it wasn't as much fluke. It's not as much of a fluke now than it was then, I'd say. But other than that, I mean, you can kind of say Sato's been a sleeper, but I mean, you win 2 of these. There's only been 20 drivers in the history of the world to win the Indy 500 more than once, and he's one of them. So it's hard for me to call a guy that's won twice a fluke.
Sure.
But his odds usually, obviously, are fluke. But past that, no, your main guys typically win. I mean, your Dario Franchitti, Elio Castro-Neves, Rossi, Kanan, Honore, Power, Pagano. I mean, your main guys win typically for a reason. So it's hard for an underdog to win, but it's not impossible. So it can happen.
Okay.
And that's where qualifying's key. I mean, you want to start towards the front and give yourself a shot. And somebody like David Malukas out there right now has been strong. He starts towards the front, then yeah, you got a shot too. So it's not out of their own possibility, but it's not highly likely either.
But you're not going to get any long shots unless they qualify well.
Yeah, unless they qualify well, it'd be hard to pick a long shot to come out and be like, hey, that's the guy.
Yeah,
that's
don't even waste your time. Money.
No, here's one right here.
Who's that?
That's our boy Sage, who's on our show.
Oh, okay.
That's Sage Karen. Talked to him the other day. He's feeling pretty confident. So he's always started I think he was 31st in 3 of the last 4 years. He started 31st. So he's been wanting to qualify better. So we'll see if he can qualify better. If he does, then you never know. Him and Santino Ferrucci are teammates, and they're really after a better qualifying spot than their race pace. So we'll see what happens.
And again, the number is inside the top 8.
Yeah, top 8. Last 4 drivers that win this race start in the top 8. 3 of the 4 were on the front row with that. So you really want to be in the fast 12 tomorrow to give yourself a shot give yourself a chance with a shot for the following Sunday.
All right. I'm going to let you go. I appreciate it, Eric. And
thank you.
Again, we'll see how the weather is on Monday when we talk to you again from the Speedway. So looking forward to recapping qualifying, and we'll have a much better understanding of, the odds and practice combined with qualifying, even though there's more practice. But you feel pretty confident that when we talk on Monday, you'll have your predictions that'll be set?
Yeah, I do. I feel like we'll have some good predictions out there.
Okay, sounds good. Eric, appreciate it. We'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, sounds good.